Morning. I would like to call to order the 14th meeting of the Rhode Island Ethics Commission, 14th meeting for 2024. The first item on the agenda is a motion to approve minutes of the open session held on October 29th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
So,
Second. Motion by Commissioner Susie, seconded by Commissioner Brown. Commissioner Susie?
aye.
Sorry, I meant to ask, is there any discussion before I go to the vote? Hearing none. Commissioner Susie?
Yes.
Commissioner Strauss?
Aye.
Commissioner Bronner? Commissioner Celerini?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Peterson?
Aye.
Commissioner Rabideau?
Aye.
Commissioner Ritchie?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The next item on the agenda is the director's report.
Good morning, everyone. As senior staff attorney, I am filling in for Executive Director Grammett, who is in attendance at the annual Council on Governmental Ethics Laws Conference, which luckily is being held in Los Angeles this year from December 8th through the 11th. So I will be giving the report on his behalf. And I would also just like to remind everyone that the meeting is being live streamed and recorded. The link to the live stream is available on the commission's agenda, which is available both here at our offices today and posted on the commission's website. Also on the commission's website are all of the open session meeting materials, which are available to view or download. We will be live streaming the open session portion of today's meeting. That live stream will temporarily cease when we go into executive session and will resume when the commission reconvenes in open session. The chair will report on any actions that are taken today in executive session, and a report of those actions will be available after the meeting concludes, posted on our website. So first up, under complaints and investigations pending, we have 5 complaints pending, 2 of which have been noticed on today's executive session agenda, one involving a probable cause hearing and the other an initial determination of a newly filed complaint. That leaves us with 3 remaining cases, all of which are at a post-probable cause juncture of their proceedings and are now set for adjudication before the commission, upcoming in early 2025. So I will go over those 3 matters with you. The first of which is in re Michael J. Downing Jr. non-filing complaint 2024-4. And that is a non-filing complaint that was initiated by commission staff for the failure to file the 2023 financial statement. And that matter has been set down with notice sent for an adjudication at our next meeting, which is January 7th of 2025. However, we have received some recent information regarding the respondent and some health issues that may, but it isn't certain, necessitate that January 7th hearing date being postponed. We don't have any more information to report to you at this time, but I will note that non-filing complaints are straightforward matters. They're held in open session as part of the regular commission meeting, and they typically last less than 30 minutes as part of the regular meeting agenda. So you may be seeing that at the January 7th commission meeting date. The next matter that's also being ready for adjudication is the complaint against former DOA Director James Thorson. As the commission will recall, back in September, the respondent requested permission from the commission to engage in discovery, requested the issuance of subpoena for depositions of out-of-state witnesses. That discovery is ongoing, and the prosecution is awaiting word from the respondent's counsel as to a date for the intended deposition. And then that matter will be prepared for adjudicative hearing in 2025. The last matter that is going to be prepared for an adjudication in early 2025 is in re Michael Colasanti. I am the prosecutor assigned to that case. Since this last was before the commission, the respondent has obtained counsel And I have been in communication with his attorney, Joseph Larissa, regarding next steps in this case and preparing it for an adjudicative hearing. I do not have a date for you, but I suspect that that is going to be in the February-March timeframe in 2025. And I anticipate that we will have more specific information as to a timetable at the January 7th meeting. I would also note that there is one complaint for which a decision and order will be issuing this week, and that is the Scott Millar complaint that at the last meeting in October, the commission voted to dismiss for lack of probable cause, and that decision will be going out forthwith. So that covers the pending complaints and investigations, unless there are any questions.
Yeah, before you move off that item, I just want to be clear for the members of the commission and for the public that discussion of these procedural matters that are under investigation without opposing counsel present is the limit of what the executive director or pro tem executive director can speak to us about. Anytime any of you wish to hear from the parties about the status of them, we can ask them to come for a meeting with notice. But I asked Mr. Rezzo and Mr. Grammett to provide us at least a hint of where things were going on the investigation cases, so all of us could begin to at least be aware of how scheduling might work. And so we get a first idea of what would be involved in an adjudication. But it's important that we as a commission and we commit with our staff do not talk whatsoever about the merits of any controversy that may come before us for adjudication. So I just want to make clear why we're getting this information about upcoming adjudications and what the limits of our information can and should be.
Thank you. On advisory opinions, we have 7 pending advisory opinions, one of which was received yesterday afternoon. 3 of them are on today's agenda for your consideration. In terms of access to Public Records Act requests, we have only had 3 since the last meeting in October. 2 involved complaint matters. Both of those were completed within 1 business day, and 1 involved an extensive request for financial disclosure statements. That matter is still pending, but the statutory period to respond is told because we are awaiting receipt of payment for the request from the requester. Under financial disclosure, at the last meeting, the commission engaged in substantive discussion regarding a first proposal for a fine schedule regarding delinquent and deficient financial disclosure statements. Since that time, the staff has been taking all of the comments made by the commission members and factoring those in and coming up with a new draft proposal, and that will be finalized, and it is expected to be presented to you at the first meeting of January 7th for your discussion and potentially vote. In terms of general office administration, as I mentioned, Executive Director Grammett is in attendance at our annual COGO conference. The commission has been attending the COGO conference for at least 30 years. Obtaining a wealth of information regarding transparent government, ethical government from various experts in the field. Mr. Grammett is participating in a panel discussing gifts this year. So if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Any members of the commission have any questions? There being none, we'll move to the next item on the agenda, which are advisory opinions, and the first sign-in is Shelley Peterson. Morning, Ms. Peterson.
Good morning, commissioners. This advisory opinion is in the tab B in the binders. Ms. Peterson is a member of the Providence City Council, and she requests an advisory opinion regarding whether she may accept employment with a state vendor working on municipal grant management while continuing to serve as a member of the city council. At the time her request was submitted, she had tentatively accepted that position pending the receipt of the instant advisory opinion. Based on the draft advisory opinion, the specific facts therein, the executive director issued a safe harbor to Ms. Peterson to act in accordance with the advice in the draft advisory opinion. Ms. Peterson was offered a position as a grants manager, grant specialist by a state vendor called 22nd Century Technologies. As grants manager, she would be assigned to the Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency with specific duties relative to cybersecurity grant management. During a telephone conversation with the director of the Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency, he noted that the petitioner would perform administrative duties relative to cybersecurity grant management of federal funds received by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. She would be assisting municipalities, state agencies, and nonprofit organizations with post-disbursement grant management, but would not be involved in any decision-making relative to the awarding of those grants to the entities. The petition explains that part of her duties will be to make sure that municipalities comply with all the federal requirements that are imposed by that grant. The Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency Director represents that in order to avoid any conflicts of interest, given her service on the City Council, if any cybersecurity grant is to be awarded to City of Providence, the petitioner's supervisor will delegate those grant management duties to another employee rather than Ms. Peterson. The petitioner states that the City Council is not involved in any in the solicitation of grants or the disbursement or voting on any of the applications of the grants. She explains that the individual city departments, they apply for their own grants and then they disperse their grants. The petitioner is not certain whether the 22nd Century Technology currently holds any contractual relationship with the city. However, during her tenure on the City Council, that entity has not come before the council. Given this set of facts, the petitioner seeks guidance whether she may accept the position with the 22nd Century Technologies. The Ethics Commission has consistently opined that public officials are not inherently prohibited from holding other employment that is secondary to their public positions, provided that the other employment would neither impair the independence of judgment nor create an interest in substantial conflict with their public duties, subject, however, to certain restrictions. The Ethics Commission examines several factors when considering potential conflicts of interest regarding other employment. I have listed those factors on page 2 of the draft. Notably here, as an employee of 22nd Century Technology, the petitioner would not be working with the City of Providence. Further, the petitioner represents that the City Council does not solicit grants or review or approve applications for those grants. Based on all of the above representations, the review of prior advisory opinions, and the applicable provisions of the Code of Ethics, it is the opinion of the staff that there is no evidence that the petitioner's employment with 22nd Century Technologies performing work on behalf of the Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency would either impair her independence of judgment or create an interest in substantial conflict with the discharge of her public duties. Accordingly, she may simultaneously hold both positions. Provided, of course, that all the work is performed on her own time and without the use of public resources or confidential information received during the service as a city clerk. This advisory opinion, of course, cannot anticipate any potential conflicts of interest that may arise. So if any particular or specific matter comes up before you as a city council member, you are encouraged to seek further guidance. And if any of your responsibilities change in either position, you're also encouraged to seek further guidance from the commission. Thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions. One note, Ms. Peterson's position had started on December 5th. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have this time. Thank you.
Ms. Peterson, you had an opportunity to see the advisory opinion before it was submitted here today?
Yeah.
And you've had an opportunity to talk to Ms. Papa as well?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions, Ms. Papa or us, or do you have anything to add?
Nothing else, just other than a thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be able to present, on my behalf and seek this opportunity for myself.
Members of the commission, does anybody have any questions for, Ms. Papa? Ms. Peterson? Do I hear a motion to approve the proposed advisory opinion on Peterson? So, I'm sorry, we have a motion to approve the advisory opinion as presented in the Shelley Peterson matter.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Rapidu, seconded by Commissioner Centarini. Any discussion? Hearing none. Commissioner Susie?
Aye.
Commissioner Straub?
Aye.
Commissioner Browner?
Aye.
Commissioner Centarini?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Peterson?
Aye.
Commissioner Rapidu?
Aye.
Commissioner Ritchie?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Happy holidays to you all.
The next one on the sign-in sheet is Derek Tremblay.
Good morning, everyone. The draft for Mr. Trombley is at tab A in your binder. Welcome, Mr. Trombley. The petitioner was elected to the Warren Town Council on November 5th of this year, and he is to be sworn in this evening. In his private capacity, he serves as a member of the Board of Trustees for the George Hale Free Library, which is a private nonprofit corporation that serves as the town of Warren's public library. Mr. Trombley seeks this advisory opinion in order to properly manage any conflicts of interest that might arise as a result of his simultaneous service in both positions. A little bit about the petitioner's role as a library trustee. In the summer of 2023, he was elected by the existing board membership to serve a 4-year term on the library board. The trustees hire a director to manage the day-to-day activities of the library, and the trustee also manages the financial accountability of the library. The board meets once a month. Its members receive no stipend or other compensation. The town council, to which the petitioner was recently elected, does appoint 2 of the library's library board's trustees. Of the current 7 trustees now serving, 2 were indeed appointed by the town council prior to the petitioner's election to that agency. There is a Friends of George Hale Free Library group that holds fundraising events on behalf of the library. Although the petitioner has personally donated to this group, he has never participated in actual fundraising for the library. Petitioner states that during budget time, the library board's president or treasurer appears before the town council in order to request additional funding for the library. These annual requests are regularly granted by the town council in the form of a line item in the town's budget included for that purpose. Petitioner represents that he is prepared to recuse from participation in all town council discussions and decision-making regarding the appointment of trustees to the library board. He further represents that he will recuse when another trustee or authorized representative of the library board appears before the town council in order to request the additional funding for the library, and from any discussions and decision-making relating to the budgetary line item from which the funding for the library is awarded. The petitioner's intent to recuse in each of those scenarios is appropriate in light of the following pertinent provisions of the Code of Ethics. He may not participate in any matter in which it is reasonably foreseeable, meaning it's more than conceivable, less than certain to occur, that his official action will directly financially impact himself, a family member, a business associate, or a private employer. Nor may he use his official office or confidential information received through his public office to obtain financial gain for himself, a family member, a business associate, or a private employer. The petitioner may not represent himself or anyone else before the town council and has to recuse if his business associate appears or presents evidence or arguments before the town council. Here, both the library and the other trustees with whom the petitioner serves on the board are his business associates, This is supported by previously issued advisory opinions cited on pages 2 and 3 of the draft. The petitioner will also have to recuse when other library trustees appear before the town council in matters unrelated to the library or its mission. This advisory opinion provides only general guidance as to the application of the code based on the facts as represented at this time. Mr. Trombley is advised to continue to remain vigilant, about identifying additional potential conflicts of interest and to either recuse or seek further guidance from the Ethics Commission in the future as warranted. I'm happy to answer any questions or defer to Mr. Trombley as appropriate.
Mr. Trombley, you've heard Ms. Radici's presentation. You read the report ahead of time, I assume.
I did.
Do you have any questions of us or Ms. Trombley?
Not at
I
this
mean,
time.
sorry, Ms. Radici's.
Not at this time.
Any of the members of the commission have any questions about Ms. Radici's or Mr. Trombley? Do I hear a motion to approve the advisory opinion as presented by Mr. Trombley's matter? Commissioner Ritchie, motion, second. Second, Commissioner Celerini. Commissioner Susie.
Aye.
Commissioner Strauss.
Aye.
Commissioner Bronner.
Aye.
Commissioner Celerini.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Peterson.
Aye.
Commissioner Ravager.
Aye.
Commissioner Ritchie. And the chair votes aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Town Warren, it's good to have you. You're welcome. The last advisory opinion is the David Sisson. Come on.
This draft advisory opinion is in the tab C in your binders. Mr. Sisson is a member of the Pawtucket Historic District Commission. He served in that position since June of 2023. He resides in a historic home that he purchased in April of 2022. He would like to conduct some maintenance and repair to his historic home, including replacement of windows, gutters, and walkway bricks, and repair of wood railings. As you know, prior to altering the exterior of his historic home, he needs to request a certificate of appropriateness from his own board, the Historic District Commission. And he would like to represent himself personally, and he's prepared to recuse from the commission's discussions and decision-making relative to his application. Given that the code prohibits him from representing himself, he is asking the commission whether or not he qualifies for a hardship exception in order for him to do so. The Ethics Commission reviews questions of hardship on a case-by-case basis and has reviewed in the past several factors that I have listed on page 2 of the draft. The Ethics Commission may consider other factors, and none of the factors are determinative. Here, the petitioner seeks to conduct maintenance and repair to his residence, which he purchased approximately a year prior to his appointment to the Historic District Commission. The relief sought involves the petitioner's personal residence and not a new commercial venture. Based upon the petitioner's representations, review of the relevant provisions of the Code of Ethics, and prior advisory opinion issued, it is the opinion of the staff that this particular circumstances justify the issuance of hardship, and allowing Mr. Sisson to represent himself either personally or through a representative before his own board. As he anticipated, he is required to recuse from any discussion and decision-making relative to his application, and pursuant to section 5E1, he shall, prior to or at the time of his appearance before the Historic District Commission, inform the other commission members of the receipt of the instant advisory opinion and the fact that he will be recused in accordance therewith. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have at this time.
Mr. Sisson, you had an opportunity to review the advisory opinion before you came.
Yes,
And you've had a chance to talk to attorneys. Do
absolutely, yes.
you have any questions or other comments you want to make about the proposed
I
advisory?
have only one very minor comment. It says walkway bricks. It's bricks in the walls of the house, that are paver sized. It's just a very minor thing. They're the size of a paver brick, but they're not in the ground. And it's just,
Okay.
I think that probably is irrelevant to for me. That's
To an architect, it's really important, and a homeowner even more so.
no walking on. Please.
Do any members of the commission have any questions of either Ms. Papa or Mr. Sisson? Do I hear a motion to approve the advisory opinion as presented? Commissioner Peterson, is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Susie. Roll call vote. Commissioner Susie.
Aye.
Commissioner Strauss. Commissioner Browner.
Aye.
Commissioner Celerini.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Peterson.
Aye.
Commissioner Rabidou. Commissioner Ritchie. The chair votes aye. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the motion to go into executive session to wit. Motion to approve the minutes of the executive session held on October 29, 2024, pursuant to our Gen Law section 42-46-5A2 and 4. In re Anastasia Williams, complaint number 2024-11, pursuant to our Gen Law section 42-46-5A2 and 4. And in re Heidi Weston Rogers, complaint number 2024-12, pursuant to RI Gen Law section 42-46-5A2 and 4, and then a motion to return to open session. Is there a motion to move into executive session? So move. Motion by Commissioner Celerini, second by Commissioner Harrison. Roll call vote, Commissioner Susie.
Aye.
Commissioner Strauss.
Aye.
Commissioner Browner.
Aye.
Commissioner Celerini.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Peterson.
Aye.
Commissioner Rabidou.
Aye.
Commissioner Ritchie.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. We'll be going into executive session and the recording will stop.